dawn till night, from early light we toil for little pay. It's a jolly old song and true too. Life as a nail maker is not an easy one. There's been a small pocket of us here in Northfield since 1850. It's mostly still rural around here, farming and so on, even with all the big changes in Birmingham and the mills along the banks of the Ray. The house back over there was built in 1750 and my grandparents were the first to live in it. Well, half of it was two houses back then. It's seen generations of nail makers, my grandparents, parents, brothers, sisters, cousins. We were all nail makers. Mind you, it didn't feel like there were many options back then. Nail making is a true family business. You're all working, men and women. 8 miles we used to have to walk to Halesowen and back with 60 pounds of iron rods on our backs. Even the youngest children would heat the rods, pump the bellows, while the adults would hammer the lengths and point the ends. I started at 8 years old. 4 nails a minute I could do. Can you work out how many that is in an hour? We worked 14 hours a day. You had to. If you don't make the nails, you don't get paid, and how do you feed your family? We had a dovecot in the chimney stack, which came in handy many a day when times were rough. Roast pigeon could be a really good staple for us. I used to collect eggs when I was younger, and sometimes I'd accidentally keep one in my pocket to help out with tea. There were 122 of us nail makers around here when I started, which was around 1831. 50 years later, and things are very different. When I was a kid, we were at our peak. The Midlands was the home of the handmade nail. But thanks to Mr. Bolton and Mr. Watt's engine and Mr. Reynolds' machine, things have changed a little too quickly for us to keep up. Machine cut nails can be made faster and cheaper. Mr. Reynolds' factory in Aston can make up to 20 million nails a week. We were lucky to make ends meet on 12 shillings a week, even when times were good. Strikes by nail makers made in the Black Country, one lasted for 32 weeks. I take my hat off to them, but it didn't change things in the end. I'm lucky to be retiring as there's not much work now. When I go, there'll only be 23 of us nail makers left. So much change just in my lifetime. Birmingham is getting bigger and richer as the factories get bigger and more powerful. I can't help feeling that us on the outskirts will get either swallowed up or just left behind. I'm looking forward to being outside now, away from the workshop, just taking in all that fresh air. Take care now.